Okay, this is going to be two sections in this video. One is the first section here. I'm going to go through Godaddy and setting it up with your Systeme.io. So you see I have Godaddy here, and I'm going to open up my basic Systeme.io, and I'm going to go over here to Settings. I'm going to go to Custom Domains. You'll notice I have no custom domain here. This is the basic one that Systeme.io gives you because you have to have something to, for your funnels or your website, your blogs or whatever, right? And it's got a check mark here, meaning it's the default and it's ready to use. So I'm going to add my domain, and I'm going to put in a www, and this one is buildingwealthdaily.com. Okay. And when you hit save, it's going to take a little while for it to come up, but when it comes up, it's going to come up with the two C names that you need to put into GoDaddy, right? Now here's the rule of thumb. On this left column here, okay, this left column, this is what goes in the name, and these are each individual record. So here's one, here's two. So on this column, you never grab the dot and the domain name. So you would never put this in the left column, or you would never put this in the left column. You just grab this first part. Okay, now on the right column, the rule of thumb is you grab everything plus the period or the dot, right? So on this record, I would grab all of this, and on this record, I would grab all of this, okay? So now I'm going to go into my GoDaddy. I'm going to go to this particular domain. I'm going to click on Domain. I'm going to click on Manage DNS, and I'm going to add new record. And I'm going to choose the option CNAME. On this first one, it's pretty easy because I know it's going to be www, right? So now I'm going to go back to my Systeme.io. See, that's the www. I don't put .building wealth daily. I'm going to grab all of this right here, and I'm going to either, you can right click and copy, or I like keyboard shortcuts. I'm on a Mac, it's Command C. On a PC, it's Control C. And then I'm going to go back here, and under Value, I'm going to Command V or Control V, paste that in here. Okay. Now you could save it at this point, but because we know we're going to add two, I'm going to add another one. I know this is going to be CNAME. I'm going to go back to my dashboard, and again, I'm going to grab everything before the period, right up here to the F, not the period or Building Wealth Daily. I'm going to do it Command C or Control C. I'm going to come back here in the name part, and I'm going to do Command V, Victor, or Control V. Go back to the dashboard, grab all of this on the right column, Command C or Control C, and then go to Value and Command V or Control V. Now I can save all records. That part of connecting your domain is done. So now I can go back here to the dashboard. I can hit the close, and this will say pending. Now, sometimes you get lucky and it happens really quick, right? But typically I'm seeing that it takes maybe an hour or so, or in some cases it can take up to 72 hours. And there's just a lot of factors that play into that, okay? But that's the simple part of connecting a custom domain through GoDaddy. Now, once it's connected, once it says ready to use here, you can go over to these three dots, and you'll have an option that says set as default, and you would click that so that this green check here will move up under your domain. Okay, that's for your custom domain. Now, under emails, you have another section for the domain, and you can come in here and you can click here where it says click here to authenticate. Okay, and under here you're going to put buildingwealthdaily.com without the www and save it. Okay, and now you've got three more. Now again, this is the same thing. You're going to grab everything but the dot. Okay, so if I go back here to my GoDaddy, I'm going to add a record. This time I'm going to add three CNAMEs. So I'm going to add this first one. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to grab this SI all the way up to the 3. Command or Control C. Command or Control V. Go back to the dashboard. Grab everything on this right side. Command or Control C, and then Command or Control V as in Victor. Then again, add another record. CNAME, go back to the dashboard, grab everything from here up to the Y, Command C or Control C, put that in the name, Command V or Control V, and then everything over here. Command C or Control C, and then Command V or Control V, okay? And then one more. Go over here. Oops, let's go down a little bit so it shows up. Choose an option. Again, go back over here, grab this last column, Command or Control C, Command or Control V, and then this last key2.system.io, Command or Control C, and Command or Control V, and then save all records. Once you've done that, follow this to the T. The only thing that's going to be different is the information that you're pasting in there. You can X out of that. This will say pending. It's going to take a little bit longer than the domain to go to ready. Okay, so again, I can go over here and I can go back to custom domains, and maybe I got lucky. I can refresh this screen and see if it's there. Okay, so it's not there. All right, it's not done yet. Now here's the other key with GoDaddy. You'll notice that the domain that Systeme.io is looking for is www, but in my domain here, it's just buildingwealthdaily.com. So you're going to need to go to forwarding, and over here, I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. And I'm going to go to forwarding domain, not subdomains, domain, and I'm going to click on add forwarding, and my destination for Building Wealth Daily is going to be www.buildingwealthdaily.com. Okay, permanent 301, save, and that way people can either type in www or without the www, and it'll still go to the same place. Okay. And that's it for GoDaddy. And again, take your time, follow it, follow everything I'm saying, copy the right things, and so forth. I can tell you that I'm seeing a majority of the things when people are struggling with this is that they haven't copied everything they should, or they put it in the wrong place, or they've got multiple CNAMEs of the same kind, and things like that. So just take your time, do it, and you will see that it'll come out right. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the dashboard real quick here, refresh one more time. Who knows, we may get lucky and it may be ready to use. It's not, it's still pending. Okay, so I'm going to pause this right now so I can wait till it does, so I'll show you that it did actually work. Okay, so here we are back, and it's been 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, not long, less than a half hour, and it's not ready to use. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the three dots. You'll notice that now it says mark domain as default. I'm going to do that and confirm, and now this is the default. Now what this also is going to allow is if I go to a funnel and I try this, look at this funnel here, I can go to funnel settings, and now down here Building Wealth Daily shows up. I can save that, and it's going to change all of my pages to have that domain. The only difference will be this slug on the other end, right? So normally I would make this slug nothing, not opt-in, okay? And then if somebody went to buildingwealthdaily.com, it would automatically take them to the squeeze page, right? Okay, so that's that. Now, a couple of other things I want to talk about with GoDaddy. Be sure on when you go to DNS, okay, that the name servers are set to this domaincontrol.com. Those are GoDaddy's main servers. You don't want to be, if they're set someplace else, you're going to have all kinds of issues with it. You don't want to do that. And make sure that if there's any forwarding other than the www, you get rid of that. Now, the subdomains, you can do that, I guess. I'm not sure if they would still work, but they probably should. Okay, but I'm more concerned about making sure that this is the only forward that you're using, and on the name servers they're set to Godaddy's, and then on the DNS records it'll only let you have one www. So if there's one there already, you can either go and edit it and paste this in there, or just delete it and start from scratch. Okay. So that's GoDaddy. I hope that's helped. The next section in this video, I will be going over Google domains or Squarespace, which it is now. Okay, in this section, we're going to do Squarespace to Systeme.io. And I'm in my Squarespace back office, and you can see I've got two domains here. I'm going to use this paparon.me. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to manage domain settings down here on the right, and then I'm going to click on edit DNS. Okay, and here's the Squarespace defaults. Now I can't get rid of these. I can't edit these. See, and it won't let me put another www in there. So if you've just purchased the domain and you're setting it up, you're going to need to go over here to the trash can, and if you do this, your domain will no longer point to your Squarespace site. Be sure to forward your domain or restore these defaults from the preset. So that's okay though, because we're going to point to www to Systeme.io. So we're going to delete that so we can start from scratch. Okay, so now we're at scratch here. So now we're going to go over to, oops, let me get rid of this. I'm going to go over here to the dashboard, and I'm going to add domain. And again, on this one, you're going to have to put www.paparon.me, and I'm going to click save. And it's going to do its thing to give us the two CNAME records that we need. Okay, and again, understanding this, every CNAME has a value or a host, depending on the company, what they call it, or a name and a host, and then a value, or I think they call it something a little different in Squarespace. But it's these two things. So each one of these rows is a CNAME record, and each column is for the name and the value, or the host and the alias, I think, alias data. So on the name part of it, or the value, you're just going to grab up to the period. Okay, so the www. So I don't need that because I can type that and I can remember that. So I'm going to grab over here on the right, and I'm going to do a Command C or Control C. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say add a record. And on the host, I'm going to put www. Type is CNAME. The alias data, I'm going to do Command or Control V, and then I'm going to save it. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to grab everything up to this BB, up to the period, and I'm going to do Command or Control C. Go back into Squarespace, add record. It's type CNAME. In the host, I'm going to Command or Control V, go back to Systeme.io, grab all of this plus the period, Command or Control C, and then go to the alias data and Command or Control V, as in Victor, and save it. Okay, so that's saved now, and on the dashboard, in Systeme.io, we can close this. Maybe we'll get lucky, refresh it, and it's going to take a while, right? But normally it is 9 o'clock here, so my guess it'll be about 5 to 10 minutes, maybe longer. If yours is longer, don't panic. It could take up to 72 hours. That's what they will tell you. That's been the standard forever, because it's got to propagate throughout the world on all the computers and so forth. So, but while we're waiting for that, we're going to go to emails. And we're going to click here to authenticate a domain. Now this is so that it'll improve your delivery rates. It doesn't mean it won't get delivered if you don't do this, but you want to do this if you can. Okay, so you're going to click here, and on this one, we're just going to put paparon.me, no www, because it just wants a domain name, and www is not a part of the domain name. And I'm going to click save. Okay, again, it gives me 3 rows, 3 records for CNAMEs, and then the name or the host and the value or the data alias as it is in Systeme.io. So I'm going to grab up here to the 3, Command or Control C, go over here back to Squarespace, add a record, go to CNAME, do the same thing, paste it in there, go back over here, grab the right column of the value, Command or Control C, go back over here into the alias dating, Command or Control V, and save it. Then add record, CNAME type, come back to System, do this next one all the way up to domain key, Command or Control C, go into the host, Command or Control V. See, I grabbed the period, I don't want that, so I'm going to get backspace and get rid of that period. That was a good example of what not to do. Go over here, grab key.system.io, the whole thing, Command or Control C, go to the alias data, Command or Control V, and save. And then one last time, add record, CNAME. We're going to go over here and we're going to grab the Systeme.io up to domain key without the period, Command or Control C. Go over here to the host, do the same thing. One last time back here, key2.system.io, Command or Control C, and then Command or Control V, and then save. Okay, so those are done. You should have those 5. Let's go back to the dashboard here, get rid of this. Let's go back to custom domains, refresh this screen and see if it might be ready yet. It's not. So we're going to just pause and come back when it is ready. Okay, so here we are back, and it was about less than 20 minutes. Less than 20 minutes for it to be ready to use. Again, don't use that as a baseline. Yours may or may not take longer, may be faster. You know, the rule of thumb is between 48 and 72 hours. Hopefully it'll happen very quickly. But now when we've got this ready to use, we're going to go over here again, just like we did when we did it with Godaddy. We're going to mark it as our default. We're going to come back in here to our funnel, go to roadmap. We're going to click on funnel settings. We're going to choose paparon.me. We're going to get rid of this slug and save it. And then we'll go up here. Actually, we'll go to this tab right here that's got Godaddy or Squarespace, paparon.me. Oops. Let's see here, www.paparon.me. Okay, so I should not have to use. Okay, so it takes one time typically. Maybe the first time it won't work without the www, but then you do it with the www, then remove the www, do it again, and it should work fine. So there you have it. It's simple as that. Just please follow all of the steps, step by step. Make sure you're taking your time, not copying too much or not enough, putting them in the right places, doing what you need to do. And I hope this will help you get through getting this set up very, very easily and very quickly. So, God bless. See you on the next one.